Okay, hi, hello, we are back. I haven't uploaded on this channel in what feels like forever, but I asked on Instagram if you guys would be down for a plant tour, and it was a unanimous heck yes. So, welcome to my plant tour video. I've been wanting to do this for a while, but my plant collection is like constantly growing, changing, I'm moving stuff around, and I finally feel like I'm at a point where I'm settled and I'm very content with the plants that I have, and my list of plants that I still want is at its smallest it's ever been. So we're gonna do a little plant tour, so come along with me. So the biggest section of where my plants live is this shelf here. It's been moved around a bunch of times in terms of what's on what shelf, but because it's spring, I've kind of moved things around again. But at the top, I have my air plants, which are kind of dying, and I'm not sure if I need to give them a bath or replace them. But I love all these cute plant holders that I have for them. They're all handmade by artists that I know personally. And then I have my aloe plant here at the top. A Pothos. I've actually propagated this myself with some clippings from my other Pothos, so I'm excited that this one is now thriving. And I have a ficus that was gifted to me by a friend, Steve. Thank you. It's a father ficus, thank you. This actually came from his personal tree, and I got a little clipping, and it was actually doing really bad for a bit because Odin was eating the leaves, so I had to separate it and put it somewhere high away, and now it is doing a lot better without my cat eating it. And then on the second shelf is where most of my succulents live. So I have like this really cute Echeveria, which, fun fact, Echeveria, cotton candy Echeveria specifically, is the first plant I've ever owned, and that's why I have it tattooed. And this one's doing pretty well. I got it from, I believe I got it from the Plant Expo last year in Toronto. As well as this one. This one's called, like, I honestly don't know how to say it, but yeah. Oh, and then you have to read that backwards. How fun. But its nickname is Baby Finger. It's actually been struggling a little bit. You can see like some of the leaves are like not doing so well, but I've had this one for a while now, probably like 9 months. So it's a slow, painful death that I'm trying to avoid. This one I got from a baby shower. This is from my friend Jessica's baby shower, and I think this was such a cute idea as like a take home from an event, whether it be a wedding or whatever. So I thought this was really cute, and it looks like it's not doing well on the bottom, but it's doing well on the top. And then I have my jade, which is just so resilient to neglect. If you're new to the succulent world, I would always recommend a jade. They're just very resilient to neglect and drought. I water mine, I bottom water them about once a month, and they like tight and compact spaces, and yeah, I mean, when they're upset, they will let you know. And then I have, this is like another variation of a cactus, but it's not prickly. It's actually soft like velvet, so you can touch it. And I have lots of new growth on this one. So yeah, I love this one. I've had this one for about 2 years now, and it's thriving. In the back, I have some propagation experiment going for my string of turtles. I've never propagated string of anything before, so this is a first for me. But basically just mist it with water once a day. I'm not good at doing that once a day, but I do try, and it's under the grow light. So I'm hoping I get some roots so that I can like repot it and have another string of turtles. Okay, and then on the bottom shelf here is what I'm getting ready for spring. So in the blue pot, I have lavender growing. The yellow I have chamomile, which you can already see like some new growth has begun. It's only been like a few days and like you can see the little sprouts. Do you see them? Do you see them? It's so cute. I hope that's sprouts and not weeds. And then in the green pot I have sage. So I have lavender, chamomile, and sage. And I'm excited because now that I'm growing my own herbs, I would like to either make my own tea, like loose leaf tea blends, or sage bundles, lavender, which I think would just go great with the whole cosmic karma ethos. So this is one of the pothos that I've also propagated. This is just from clippings from my one pothos plant I bought a while ago. Whenever you see browning like that or yellowing, it means you're overwatering, but it's kind of normal to lose some leaves in order to gain more growth, so don't be too worried about it. And then I have another pothos clipping up top. This is my silver pothos, and the leaves in the sun give this like metallic silvery shimmer. So yeah, and then it's a pot that I painted. It's had better days. So yeah, and then over here we have my fig tree. So this tree, that's like the gist of the tree right now. When I bought this, it was just a stick with 2 leaves. And last summer was its first summer outside, and it's really thriving now. Like, look at that new growth. I'm so excited. There's like 3 leaves trying to bust out there. And for the first time, I think I have a fig. I have a fig forming. I'm a proud plant mom right now. I can't believe I can maybe eat a singular fig this year. What should I do with it? Should I eat it by itself? Should I cook with it? Should it go on toast? Like, I don't know. I gotta figure it out, but I'm very excited, and there's still more like new growth coming. And then up top, I have my silver pothos. This is the mother plant where you saw the clippings over here. This is the mother plant. This is a much better, like, look at the leaves. It has this almost iridescent shine. And it's also in a macrame planter, which is good, so Odin can't eat it. But what I've been doing with this one, this is the longest pothos that I have right now. It's been growing like this for over 3 years, probably like 3.5. But I have it going all along my dining room. And I just pinned it up here because this probably from here to here took about 4 or 5 months to grow. So I just pinned it, and now it's coming down again, and we already, like, it's thriving. It loves the bright and direct light, and there's already a new leaf forming on the end. So it's, I don't know, I'm very excited about this one. It's doing well in this space, and eventually I want it to go all the way around the room. Okay, and then in this corner in the living room, we have my snake plant. So this plant I've actually had also for about 3 or 4 years now. And it sits good in this corner because it gets indirect light, and it's just keeping company my Guitar Hero guitars. Last year, a year and a half ago, it actually bloomed for me, which I didn't know that snake plants like flower. What? And it was really pretty, and the dead flower, because again, that was like a year and a half ago. I never picked the flower out when it died, so it's still there just to remind me like, hey, this is possible. So it is really cool, but apparently they flower when they're really happy. And so I'm just kind of waiting for it to do that again. And this is my Monstera. This Monstera has lived in quite a few corners of this house, but I've finally decided that this is the best corner. It's just a good like reading nook. I feel like I'm surrounded by a jungle. I did have this in the dining room at one point. I had it in the office, but I just feel like here is great because it gets, again, a lot of bright and direct light. I actually got this Monstera off of Facebook Marketplace for like $35, which is totally below value. Like if you've seen these Monsteras in a plant store, in a greenhouse, they are usually at least like $35 for a baby with like 2 or 3 leaves. And then if it's a Thai constellation, like, I don't know if you know, but like during the pandemic, these Thai constellation Monsteras were all the rage. I saw them at Home Depot and Lowe's going for like $80, $100. Like it was actually insane. It was very much like trending on Pinterest and Instagram, and a lot of people who aren't really part of the plant mom, dad community were just buying them because they looked pretty and didn't know how to take care of them. So now that it's kind of post-COVID, the prices have come down a bit and the Monsteras are not crazy expensive, but I was happy to get a deal and thrift from Marketplace. You're putting your money back into the hands of an individual's pocket. And the woman who had this Monstera, she actually had like 8 of them in her living room, and she was like, I propagated these myself. I don't have room for them, they need to go. So I'm really happy with it. And like this leaf up here is the newest. And I have some aerial roots. So if I wanted to do a chop, I would probably do it here. I could also separate them if I wanted, but I like that it's big and bushy. And then this leaf is not because the plant's not doing well, but because I had it up in the office by the window and Odin decided to go to town on it. So those are all bite marks. So I was like, okay, well, we're gonna have to move this then, because Odin will always sit by the window and eat leaves, so no more leaves. But yeah, it's doing really well in this spot and I like it a lot. And next up is another Pothos that I propagated. This pot is from Dollarama. Pothos are pretty tolerant of being in a pot that doesn't have drainage. Just make sure you don't overwater it so there isn't like a flood or for it to get root rot or mold. But if you're watering a little bit every few days, that's kind of perfect. And then this is from clippings, and now I have to take clippings from my clippings because look how long that is. I'm really excited about it though, and I can add more to my propagation station and have more babies. And these are just some dead leaves, so it's very easy to just pull those off and clean it up. But yeah, I'm happy that that's there and off the ground. Okay, and then I have another, this one's a triple macrame hanger. And this one I wanted to organize with my Tradescantia family. So this one is actually Purple Heart. You can grow it outside, but I thrifted it again off Marketplace. I think it was like $15 from a woman who like lived a kilometer away. And you can see how the leaves underneath have this gorgeous purple, and they tend to reach for the light and they get very like leggy and viney, and I love that. Again, they're not super drought tolerant, so I do try to water them a bit more often, but definitely not needed every day. And they're supposed to be easy to propagate, so I am thinking of giving them a chop soon. I did try propagating in the winter and I didn't have luck, but it wasn't very intentional. But I love how this looks, like, so cool. And then this one is struggling, but it's like the mini version of the regular Tradescantia, or like the Wandering Jew is what it's nicknamed. You can see there's still some life on the ends here, and they do get a little bit purple, but this one has been struggling all winter and pretty much everything at the top is dead. So I'm mentally preparing that this will have to get tossed, and I'll either replace it or find something else in the same family to put here. So that one's kind of sad. And then the regular Tradescantia. So these ones, again, you can see someone has been eating it. I wonder who that is. Odin. When it's not being eaten, it's really gorgeous, this like purple that comes from it. And again, it's reaching for the light. And I don't know, I love this plant. I did have this plant before and kill it, but it was very early on in my plant mom parenthood. So I am trying again, and I've had this one for a year now. So I've learned a lot and I'm doing a lot better, but it's not easy being a cat mom as well. Okay, and here we have my Witchy shelf. I've always wanted a little spot where I could put like my books, my crystals, my oils, and still have like plants and stuff. So I have my mother Pothos. I've split them into 3, and I just have them draping. Like, this is one plant. This is one plant. So she's probably gonna get the chop real soon. And then I have 2 more here. I have one that's like hanging a bit lower. Ooh. One that's hanging a bit lower, and one that's hanging a bit higher, just to like give it some variety. And these are just growing like weeds. Like, the more I neglect them, the more they thrive. So Pothos are a really great starter plant if you're thinking about getting into it. And then I have like, you know, some staple plant mom stuff. Highly recommend this book, the Plantopedia. It's a plant mom Bible, and I highly recommend it. The things I had to do to get this camera at this angle. And this is my propagation station. So these are where I take all my cuttings and put them in water. And when their roots have been established, then I can take them out and put them in soil, and then I'll take more cuttings and then I put them in here, and it's just a constant cycle of propagating. So I mostly have Pothos right now. I have some silver Pothos, and I have one little clipping from a plant upstairs that I will show you later, but no roots yet, so it's very slow. And I have Snoop Dogg here, because we don't do no elf on the shelf, we do Snoop on a stoop in this house, and that's where Snoop lives when it's not Christmas. But now I have my own kitchen where I can have plants on a shelf over the sink. We'll start with my burro's tail, or also known as a donkey's tail. It was literally like, see those 2 little babies? It was like that when I bought it, and now it's overflowing. And I have 2 new babies. So I love the way it drapes. I could like repot it. It is starting to get big, and they're very delicate and hard to repot. But right now I'm very satisfied with how it is. And this is in a 3D Salem planter that my friend Josette made from Sailor Moon. And then I have my Hoyas. So I am now a Hoya girly, and I'm very excited about it. I was not interested in Hoyas like a year ago, but my roommate got me, I think she got me this one. Yeah. And it's variegated. I think it's the Princess Carnosa. There's so many different species for the Hoyas, but I was so in love with it that I bought a second one. And this one has more variation. Like, you can actually see I have a fully like white albino leaf, which is not something you see often. The pink variegation is just really cute. I actually like hate pink, but when you own a lot of green and you get a splash of color, it's something that as a plant parent you will always be excited about. And then these ones actually do bloom at some point, but these ones are babies. I would say this one's more of like a toddler now. So at some point they do produce like the most beautiful smelling blooms, and I have yet to experience that, but I am patiently waiting. And again, very drought tolerant, so actually not bad for a beginner plant. I have this little dead leaf here because when I got it, I was so excited. I was watering it like twice a week and that was too much. And so that's when this leaf died. And then I went to watering it once or twice a month and it's doing a lot better now. So I just leave that dead leaf there because it's like a learning lesson reminder for me to not overwater. And then we have my string of, so I have my variegated string of hearts up here, and I thrifted this little container. It was struggling and I gave it a chop and now I have some new growth. So I'm not sure if I'm gonna do like another chop again because it seemed to really like that, but I do want this to be like longer and more bushy. So that's the goal. And then I have my string of turtles, which I don't know why, like half of it is dying and half is thriving, but I've had this one for 3 years and since I've repotted it, it's just been struggling. It really liked being in the bathroom because it was getting the steam, and now it's not really liking the kitchen. Or maybe it just needs a new pot and it doesn't like its pot, I don't know, but I like that it's in this location right now. I like how it looks, and I'm always down to like move things around and change as need be. Okay, and then I do have an orchid as well. It's not in bloom right now. I got this a year ago for my birthday from an ex-boyfriend. That was the only time a man has ever bought me flowers. And it's doing really well here. Orchids are super low maintenance. I water it like twice a month. And they usually come in a clear container, so it's very easy to inspect the roots and make sure nothing's dead or moldy or mushy, and you just kind of rinse it in the sink is what I do, and then put it back in. And yeah, and it's, as long as it doesn't have super direct light, but it gets periodic light here and it seems to like that. So I've never had an orchid where it's bloomed and now I'm waiting for it to like bloom again. So that's been a learning experience, but it's only spring. So I'm assuming now that we're getting more daylight, it will be time to bloom soon. Okay, and we are now in my bedroom. I have not had any plants in my room for the entire time that I've lived here. But I do have one plant that I just moved up here recently, and that is my ZZ plant. Okay, so I've probably waited over a year to get this specific one. It's a Raven ZZ plant, that's why it's so dark. When I first got it, I had it downstairs and it was not doing well. I was watering it once a week, which I guess was way too often, but also Odin was eating it, so that sucked. That was completely eaten. Like, look at these bite marks. This guy, I swear. So I don't know, Odin's got a fetish for plants. So I had it downstairs and I put it on the plant shelf on the 4th shelf in the darkness, and I forgot about it for 2 months. And then I checked on it and I got this new growth. So it really does like the shade and drought. So yeah, I water it about once a month, and I just moved it up here because I don't get a lot of light in my room like I do when the blinds are open. But I just think here is out of sight, out of mind, and the cats are not gonna mess with it, and it's been doing a lot better. So I like it up here, and it's now the only plant in my whole room. Okay, so we are nearing the end of the tour. This is my little plant stand. Again, I thrifted this off Marketplace for $15. Excuse me, what? Such a great deal. Easy to assemble, looks great. And I did have 3 alocasias here, but one of my alocasias did not survive the winter. So now I have my Christmas cactus, which was it was $3.99 at Giant Tiger. Say less. And then I have I believe it's a velvet alocasia. I can't remember the name. And then this other alocasia. And this one is taking off, like growing like weeds. And the other one has been It's just gave me 2 new leaves, so I'm pretty happy with it. And they love how humid it gets up here because I'm upstairs and this room has the better ventilation. So it gets kind of warm and stuffy up here, especially in the summer. So they love it, they thrive. I did have them by the window last year and I can't remember, but one of these leaves got some sun damage from being burnt in the sun. So they actually don't like direct light for long periods of time. So here they get lots of bright indirect light and they get the humidity and they're thriving. Like it actually gave me flowers, which I didn't know that they did that. But they never bloomed. So I don't know what that's about, but if you know, let me know in the comments, because I didn't know that alocasia could bloom, unless that was a leaf, but I've seen there's many leaves coming in, like there's another leaf coming in right there. And then the final corner in the office, this is another pothos that I got, but it is variegated. I'm not sure what kind of variegation you'd call it. It's not really a Thai constellation or anything, but it's not albino, but it is variegated. It's got like this marbling. And this I actually got for $2 at a sale at like a elementary school Christmas market. And I love it, and I've had this again since Christmas when it was just a wee little thing. So like 4 months of growth, 3 months of growth. Yeah, it's awesome. And my mom got me this planter for Christmas a few years ago, so I love that. But yeah, I'm pretty much gonna give this a chop soon, I think. And then last but not least in the office is my fiddle leaf fig tree. This tree I got at the beginning of 4th lockdown during COVID. And it's been a lot of trials and tribulations with this one. This is my first tree. I've been learning a lot. I'm about to lose a leaf because it's yellowing here. And that one is from, when you see brown like that, that is from overwatering, which I have learned not to do. Oh, see, and that just fell right off. So that'll go in the compost. And I have little spikes in here so that Mavro and Odin aren't digging it up, because sometimes I have woken up and there's just dirt all over the floor. But I'm pretty happy with this tree, and it likes to show me when it's happy. It's like leaning over and reaching for the light. It's been doing well in this spot. It fills this corner pretty well. This corner is not finished, like I'm not satisfied with how it looks right now, but for now it'll do. Okay, we are near the end of the tour, and the last spot I haven't showed you is the bathroom. I recently just gave this bathroom like a little bit of a makeover. It's the only room in the whole house that was not renovated. So this mirror is new, the lights are new, I got a new fan. Just don't look at that. But it's new and I'm happy with it. And with that means that I moved some plants around in here to give it a little more feng shui. So up here we have a disco ball hanger with all my pothos cuttings. I just wanted it to feel like bushy and full, and I feel like it does that now. It likes the moisture from when I shower. It's getting lots of bright indirect light. And I think it looks fun in here, to be honest. Should I put the light on? Is that better with the light on? I don't know. So yeah, I think it looks funky. I got this at Michael's. Like, it came from the craft store and it was like buy one get one free or buy one get one half off. So I have a second one. I don't know what I want to do with it yet, but for right now this is great because it's up high, the cats can't eat it. And then I have my 2 spider plants. So I really love having these like right above the toilet and on the windowsill. What's cool about these planters is these were actually citronella candles from Dollarama, and I knew that once when the candles were finished that I was going to use them for plant holders, and whatever plant I would put in them, I would want it to look like the hair of the Buddha. So now that I have these spider plants, I just think they are perfect here. It's also my first time having a spider plant, and again, I got these at a elementary school Christmas market. They were like $2 each. They were homegrown. So supporting a community, and I'm really excited about these plants because once when they get bushy and big, I will propagate them. Apparently, spider plants are like, you know how catnip is like weed for your cats? Well, apparently spider plants are like psychedelics for your cats. And I did catch Odin going crazy over these spider plants and I had to move them. So for now they're out of the way, but they are like, your cats can nibble on them and get some like trippy effects. Which I'm kind of excited to see at some point, but I don't want my cats to like eat the whole plant and I don't have a plant left, so we will wait and we will propagate. But I did catch Odin eating it. Bad boy. No, he's actually the sweetest, and it was really funny to watch him like be bad for a hot minute.
Numerous kids with numerous women. He's cheated. He's
busted.
Stolen your book.
What are you going to tell? Like.
Okay, and I think that will conclude the plant tour video. If you like this kind of content, please comment, subscribe, like this video so I can keep making more. If you have anything else that you want to see, maybe we can do like a craft supply tour. I don't know if you want to come back on the road with me when I do more markets this year. Yeah, let me know. I'm excited to make more content. I want to try to be more consistent with it, so sorry if I haven't been. I've just, you know, life has been lifing, but it's spring now and I'm feeling like new change is here and I'm excited for creating a lot more content, more art, and just doing more fun things. So anyways, thank you for watching the whole thing if you did, and yeah, see you in the next one.